civil suits for unauthorized data seizures. In the continuing resolution that had to be voted on in order to open the government, authorizes U.S. senators to file civil lawsuits against the U.S. government, including the Department of Justice, for up to $500,000 in damages per violation if federal law enforcement seizes or subpoenas their phone or other data without prior notification. Hold on, wait a minute. If you have been accused of a crime and there's evidence and probable cause, and the federal government or any investigating agency gets a warrant from a judge to seize your cell phone records, there's nothing you can do about that.
It's The Truth with Sherwin Hughes, weekdays from 9 to noon. Catch it live on YouTube or tune in to 1017 The Truth. You're listening to the new 1017 The Truth, founded in partnership with Associated Bank. Your money works here. 1017 FM, 1510 AM, WGKB Waukesha, and W269DL Milwaukee. A locally owned Good Karma brand station.
It's time! It's time! It's beta time!
You are watching a master at work.
Truth Nation, get ready for the greatest 60 minutes in radio, giving you his authentic and bold opinions, bringing you all the information, entertainment, and conversations you gotta hear. From local issues to trending topics and headline news, it is time for Truth to Power with Kyle Wallace on the award-winning 1017 The Truth, The Truth app, 1017thetruth.com, and streaming live on YouTube. Now, live from the American Family Insurance Studio at the Avenue in the heart of downtown Milwaukee, here is your award-winning host, Kyle Wallace.
Truth to Power here on the award-winning 1017 The Truth. I'm your host of Truth to Power, Kyle Wallace, and we're coming to you live from the American Family Insurance Studio in downtown Milwaukee. This will be the greatest 60 minutes in radio that you will get today. And you can call in and text in at 833-212-1017. Again, the Truth Talk and text line is 833-212-1017, where you can call in and text in to today's show. You can also watch and stream us live on YouTube by going to 1017 The Truth on YouTube. That is 1017 The Truth on YouTube, where you can give us a like, you can give us a share, you can give us a subscribe, so you do not miss any of the award-winning 1017 The Truth shows. Shout out to my producer, Rhea Riley, holding it down on the ones and the twos.
Who? I'm just kidding. Hi.
And shout out to you, Truth Nation. Now, I had to go to the, I didn't have to go to the doctor today, but you know when you go to the doctor and they say, hey, go get your lab stuff done, and I've been having this lab piece of paper in my car for 2 months, and I finally had a chance this morning to go to the lab and got my blood drawn. But first thing, I got out that car. Woo! I didn't know it was that cold out. I knew it was cold, but when I got out the car and that wind hit me, you know when you walk and you like to walk cool and casual, that wind hit me. That hawk got me, as they say. I started skedaddling into that clinic. I was like, it's cold out here. But even though I'm cold, I'm still handsome. Now, I say that because I go to the doctor today, right? Well, I ain't really go to the doctor. I really went to go get my blood drawn. And so I go there and, you got to pee in a cup. And then they're going to draw your blood. So she gave me a little cup. That's fine. I see the lady is smiling at me at the front desk. Nice, black lady, older lady. Smile, yeah, baby, that's cool. You can do that. I was like, can I take my jacket off and leave it here? She said, you know what? You can do that. I'll watch it for you. I said, thank you. So, she being very polite. I'm like, that's very nice. So then, I go and sit and get ready to get my blood drawn, a lady calls my name, and this woman, this Asian woman calls my name, Kyle. So, I get ready to walk on back. And when I'm walking on back there, she says, "Oh, you look very handsome today." I said, "Whoa, okay, thank you. I appreciate that." And then I go and sit down, and then she tells me, "Oh, you smell good." She said, "Where do you work at?" She was asking me all this information, saying how good I look and that I smell good. And this woman was trying to hit on me. I said, "My goodness." I had the older black woman trying to hit on me at the front. Then I had the Asian woman who drawing my blood, telling me how handsome I was. I said, "Damn. A brother get his dreads redone and get lined up, and all of a sudden you got all these women at him." So my goal in 2026 is to have a little bit more self-care. Because usually I'll be busy. I don't be having time. Getting my dreads done that's a whole 2.5 hour ordeal, and I can't do it until after work. So then I can't get there until 5:30 at the earliest. Then I find myself there at 8 o'clock at night. And so it's like just a whole ordeal. And then I got to go to the barbershop as well. So it's just a lot. But all I realized is that your boy get his dreads redone and get a lining, and he fine as hell. You missed the story?
A little bit.
Yeah. Basically, I got hit on today.
Oh.
By two women, older black woman and an Asian woman.
How do you feel?
The whole rainbow. Handsome. Very handsome.
Good for you.
And smell good too. You want to hear the real thing too? She said I smell good. You know what I smell like? This isn't even my sweater.
So someone else smells good.
Yeah, this is my lady sweater.
Oh.
I have on a woman's sweater today. Can you tell?
Let's see. Back up. Let's see. Do the tour.
Can you tell? It may not
It's
be
a little tight.
It may not be a women's sweater. It might be one of them sweaters that's for everybody.
It's got like a feminine.
It's tight around the breast.
Yeah.
Yeah. I feel like a little tight. Yeah, I look handsome. I done got hit on multiple times today.
You look good. You feel good.
And a lot of people don't tell me, "Oh, I love that sweater." Matter of fact, I forgot to tell you. Older white lady. So I'm walking out the clinic with my jacket on at this point, but this older white lady saw me downstairs. And she was like, "Oh, I saw you downstairs, and I love your sweater. I love it." I was like, "Oh, my gosh." Everybody loved them some K-Wall today, so I just had to put that out there because I went to the doctor, and I should do more self-care. But before we really get into it, I do want to hit y'all with some quick hitters today because there's some things that are coming out with some news. So I do want to hit y'all with some quick hitters. The first one is by Hannah Dugan, Judge Hannah Dugan. Right. Got her name right this time. The verdict came down, Truth Nation, in this case last night, around 8:30 at night, and Hannah Dugan was found guilty on felony charge of obstruction for helping a Mexican immigrant evade the federal officers, and she was found not guilty in a misdemeanor charge of concealing an individual to prevent an arrest. She faces 6 years in prison and up to $250,000 in fines. And listen, I told y'all this earlier this week. I thought she was guilty. I thought she did this on purpose. But it didn't matter what I thought. It was about the jury. I don't believe she's going to be facing any time in jail. And if she does, not going to face the full 6 years. I think they're just going to hit her with a fine. But it is what it is. Not my battle. And I think this is a theme, is that if somebody is found guilty by a jury of their peers, then that's what it is. Don't sit here and get mad. If Democrats want to get mad because they feel like it was unjust, well, I mean, listen, she got an attorney. They went in front of a jury, and the jury found him to be guilty. Like, what else do you want? That's what happens. That's what happens. They heard all the evidence, and they came to a conclusion. I'm not going to sit here and fight for this woman. I don't know her. It ain't none of my business. So whatever happened, happened. But I want y'all to understand is that that's how we should move through life. Whatever happens, happens. When somebody goes through the justice system, in this case, not every case, because people can have some injustice happen. But when you go through the justice system as she did, and a group of her peers heard the case, and a judge who was a liberal judge said, "Listen, y'all can't worry about what the potential penalty is. That's not what your job is. Your job is to hear the evidence and come back with a guilty or not guilty, and I'll take it from there." And they found her guilty on a federal charge. So it is what it is, and move on. And the other thing I want to also update y'all on, Rhea, you know what today is?
Friday.
You know what's happening today?
I'm going home, sleeping.
Yeah, you're going home and sleeping. When you're sleeping, the Epstein files may get released. So today is the deadline for the Epstein files to get released from the Department of Justice here in the United States. And this is what I want to recommend. As the Epstein files are, they could be getting released while I'm on air today. As the Justice Department has a deadline for releasing the Epstein files today, I wouldn't be surprised if they release them as late as possible. They're trying to just dump it out. But as those Epstein files get released, my recommendation for everyone is to remember, just because you voted for someone, Just because you bought their products, just because they seem like a nice person does not mean that they are above criticism. Let me just remind y'all that when these Epstein files get released, don't sit here and try to minimize what this means. Understand that these people who are connected to Jeffrey Epstein in these files are people who are connected to a pedophile, a serial pedophile, someone who sex trafficked young girls. So, Truth Nation, I just want y'all to know it is okay to be critical of someone or something you once supported. Because when you're critical, that shows growth. And that shows great character of you being able to be open-minded, right? You being able to change your mind. You all of a sudden having good judgment. You having intellectual humility. That is something that is, again, when your favorite politician, actor, sports star, pop culture icon, or business mogul is found to be in these Epstein files, do not defend them. Don't do it. I love Bill Clinton. We love Bill Clinton. We loved him playing the saxophone, so y'all said. Y'all loved all that. But again, when you see pictures of Bill Clinton with Epstein and young girls, do not defend him. Let him defend himself. Do not defend anybody that gets found in these. Because if it was your daughter, your sister, your cousin, or a relative who was sex trafficked, you would not show that level of empathy. Don't allow for somebody's fame to get in the way of the actions that they had that are condemnable. So make sure whenever these Epstein files do come out today, as the DOJ goes through several 100,000 documents and who knows how much they blacken out, trying to find Donald Trump's name and black him out as much as possible. But make sure y'all do not defend anybody in these files. Rhea, you hear me? Don't defend nobody.
You ain't got to tell me.
Who's your favorite actor?
My favorite? Who's yours? Right.
I love me some Jamie Foxx, but I don't know if he's my favorite actor.
He's a little too multi-talented to say that.
He's a great entertainer. What do you mean, too multi-talented?
He's in a good way
that?
Multi-talented, so
Yeah.
I wouldn't say like he's just an actor.
No, yeah, he's one of, that's why I say entertainer. He's probably one of my favorites. If he was in the files, that'd hurt. That'd hurt. Yeah, after what happened to him, the man had like a stroke and almost died, and he came back and did a comedy show and started crying during the comedy show. If Jamie Foxx was on the Lolita Express with these little girls and all these perverts, I would be upset. If he was on Epstein Island, you wouldn't be upset or shocked.
Why would I be upset? You just said don't defend these people.
I didn't say I would. I would be upset. Being upset is different than defending. I ain't gonna get up here and say, well, leave Jamie alone. He been through it. Hell no.
So that's like asking me to have sympathy for Weinstein after he went
I
to
would
court
be
and got
upset
sick.
that he was part of that. I wouldn't be upset that his name came out. I'd be like, dang, Jamie, not Jamie. Not Fox. I'm going to make you do what it do, baby. Who would you be ashamed or disappointed in?
Who would I be disappointed
Who's your
in?
favorite actor?
My favorite? I don't have a favorite. I like everybody. I like movies, so I'm kind of locked in on that.
Okay, musician. I don't.
I wouldn't even if like Cynthia, if Beyonce popped up, I would be like, well,
Beyonce popped up. You can't defend her, but you'd be like, dang.
I would get that would be my person, like, dang.
Yeah, so we can say dang, but don't say, oh well, but the beehive. No. If Beyonce was on Epstein Island, she a pervert too. I doubt she'll be in them files. But 833-212-1017. That is my quick hitters for the day before we jump into the topic for the day. Make sure y'all watching stream us live on YouTube by going to 1017 The Truth on YouTube. That's 1017 The Truth on YouTube, where you can give us a like. You can give us a share. You can give us a subscribe. Also, don't fall for none of the mess. You're going to see the Trump administration release all this different information and stuff. Like he talked about how they're giving $1,776 to military veterans, even though they're taking it from military veterans in a housing thing and giving it to them in a different way. Don't fall for all this stuff that's moving to marijuana stuff, the drug prices announcement that's coming. It's all a distraction, just so y'all know. But make sure y'all watching streamers live on YouTube by going to 1017 The Truth on YouTube. That's 1017 The Truth on YouTube. And when we come back, I didn't know what a catch kit was. I had no idea what that was. What is a catch kit and what are you catching? And when I come back on the other side, I realize how sick some of these people are when it comes to figuring out what a catch kit is. And it made me think, why? Oh, why? Does the government love to be in our bedrooms? The government love to be in our doctor's office, and the government even love to be in our damn toilet. I'm going to talk about that and so much more on the other side. We're going to find out what catch kits are. On the other side is Truth to Power with Kyle Wallace, and we're going to have a lot coming up next.
More of Truth to Power is next on 1017 The Truth, The Truth app, and 1017thetruth.com. 1017 The Truth and Associated Bank have teamed up for our Black-owned business give back. Each quarter, 4 lucky businesses will win an opportunity for a monthly spotlight interview. Yes, you will win 3 interviews on the award-winning 1017 The Truth. To sign up for your business's chance to be highlighted on The Truth for 3 months, visit blackbusinessgiveback.com. That is blackbusinessgiveback.com. Associated Bank member FDIC.
Ready to buy your first house, move into your forever home, or simply refinance? At Associated Bank, they've got you. With the right lending plan and guidance, you can achieve your dreams. Your financial goals are much closer than you think, and Associated Bank is excited to help you reach them. Learn more at associatedbank.com/lending or ask a banker for details. Subject to credit approval. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
It starts with a spark. At Milwaukee College Prep, they nurture that spark from age 3 through 8th grade, building scholars with knowledge, character, and confidence. 88% of their students face economic hardship, but that does not define them. At MCP, they see students' potential, and they help them live up to that potential. 4 campuses, 1 mission. College and beyond, MCP is free, high-performing, and open to all Milwaukee families. Visit MilwaukeeCollegePrep.com to enroll or get involved. That's MilwaukeeCollegePrep.com.
Ho, 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 my back.
Santa?
Ho, 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 Gina Della from Pella. You've been a good girl this year.
Is that why you're in here building new windows?
Yes. Next year, how about just asking for a Pella gift card? My elves are used to designing windows from other places where they're all pretty much the same. But Pella? Ho, 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 so many customizations and designs. My elves aren't qualified, so Santa has to put in some overtime. Ho,
Let me make a call. BRB.
Frighteningly fast pellet team at your service. Let us take it from here, Mr. Claus. And Gina, next time.
Yeah, I know. Santa already lectured me. Ask for a Pella gift card.
What if you need new windows or doors, but you're on the naughty list?
Then this will definitely help. Right now, at Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin, get 0% interest for 24 months.
Ho, ho, ho! Visit the Pella site, and to all a good night.
PellaWI.com.
Service restrictions apply. Ends 12/31/2025.
This is Truth to Power on 1017 The Truth, The Truth app, and streaming live on 1017 The Truth on YouTube.
Perfect Packers game day starts in Titletown at the American Family Insurance House. Before each home game, grab exclusive Packers giveaways, listen to live music, and hang out with your other favorite Packers fans. Plus, you can try your hand at setting the high score in the Protected End Zone game, which is their interactive game that puts your football skills to the test. Make your next trip to Lambeau unforgettable only at the American Family Insurance House in Titletown. And go to amfam.com today to find an agent near you. Also, you can go to amfam.com to get a quote instantly online. And that's amfam.com with American Family Insurance. It is Truth to Power here on the award-winning 1017 The Truth. Make sure you watch and stream us live on YouTube by going to 1017 The Truth on YouTube. That is 1017 The Truth on YouTube. You can give us a like, give us a share, give us a subscribe. In addition to that, you can watch and stream us. In addition to that, you can download the award-winning 1017 The Truth app in the App Store. And you can open the app and stream us live. Matter of fact, sometime whenever I said, I'm going to go ahead, bring it up, go ahead, stream. Job security. But Truth Nation, today I'm going to have a common theme that I want to share with y'all. And I alluded to it before we went to break on the other side. It is that the government needs to stay out of our bedrooms, and they need to stay out of our doctor's office, and they need to stay out of our hoo-has, and they need to stay out of our toilets. They have to. I have seen multiple stories recently that made me say, huh? What is that all about? In Truth Nation, I didn't know, and I said I didn't know what a catch kit was. And Rhea, did you know what a catch kit was before this?
I did.
Did you know what a catch kit was 6 months ago?
No.
Okay, there it is. I didn't know what a catch kit was. I didn't. I didn't know what it was before I heard this story. And Republicans in Wisconsin are asking women who take the abortion pill to catch whatever comes out in a kit and bring it back to the doctor's office. Now, I personally have never had an abortion, never been with somebody who had an abortion. I also have never had a miscarriage because I'm a man. I cannot miscarry, nor have I been with a woman that had a miscarriage. But I can only imagine the type of traumatic experience it is like to go through an abortion or to go through a miscarriage. And I could only imagine how awful it would be for me to have to go, and when I went to the bathroom, I need to put something underneath me as I bleed out in order to potentially catch some cells. It didn't make sense to me, but make sure y'all go to 1017 The Truth on YouTube. WMTV in Madison has the story on exactly what the Wisconsin State Republicans were trying to have women do inside of their bathroom while going through a traumatic experience such as a miscarriage. Go to 1017 The Truth on YouTube for the story.
Wisconsin Republicans are circulating a bill targeting the impact of at-home abortions on water quality. Our Wisconsin State Capitol Bureau Chief Vanessa Kelson spoke to lawmakers on either side of the aisle to get the latest reaction to the controversial bill.
This would require doctors prescribing at-home abortion pills to also give their patients catch kits, medical waste bags, and instructions on how to return the medical waste afterwards. Why? One of the bill's sponsors, Republican State Representative Lindy Brill, tells me she's worried abortion pills are contaminating Wisconsin waterways.
Anytime we're pushing back against the abortion industry, there's going to be pushback.
Nationwide, Students for Life Action are pushing the Clean Water for All Life Act, including here in Wisconsin.
There's two goals to this legislation. One, as I've said, I'm a pro-life legislator. Secondly, this is an environmental impact bill as well.
Earlier this year, the FDA denied Student Life for Action's petition to require doctors to include a medical waste bag and catch kit with all mifepristone prescriptions. The FDA writing, the petition provides no evidence showing that bodily fluid from patients who have used mifepristone is causing harm to the nation's aquatic environment. Democrats, like State Senator LaTanya Johnson, have widely condemned the bill.
I couldn't believe that someone would introduce a bill like this.
Republican State Representative Lindy Brill explains the bill would not target miscarrying women, only women having abortions, even if they're both using the drug mifepristone.
If we're up to me, we wouldn't have abortion pills at all in Wisconsin.
Another concern that's been brought up is, when people are having an at-home abortion, it may not just be a one and done. It could be that you're bleeding for days, if not weeks. So under this legislation, would women be expected to use the catch kit every single time they're bleeding?
That initial loss of life that she has at home should be caught in the catch kit, I believe. I think the bigger discussion to be had is why are we having a woman do this by herself in her home?
Democrats say this is a push for control, not cleaner water.
This was a mean-spirited way to try and punish those women who are in need of an abortion. And since they can't outlaw it here in Wisconsin, that this was their second best choice.
This bill is still early in the legislative process. Next, it needs to be assigned to a committee. If it does pass through both chambers of the legislature, it's highly unlikely Governor Evers would sign it into law.
Listen, Truth Nation, this is what I want y'all to understand. Don't buy what they are trying to sell you. I just want y'all to understand, this is not my opinion. I'm going to give you the facts. First and foremost, you heard in there from the WMTV, you heard that the FDA said these are unnecessary because there is not an actual environmental impact. So there is no data, there is no science, there is no research that shows having a miscarriage, which women have been having miscarriages since we have been on this earth, and these miscarriages, especially since we have this infrastructure, many of them end up going into the toilet, and all of a sudden they say, oh, we don't want that. You think there'll be science and data behind that, but the science and data tells a different story. But also don't buy that, because within the last month, there were water quality rules updates that were intended to bring Wisconsin into compliance with federal Clean Water Act standards, and they faced objections and complaints from Republican lawmakers and business groups during the rulemaking session. So these same people that are sitting up here like Ms. Brills talking about, oh, we care about clean water, but when you actually had something that was brought up when they were trying to actually implement and bring Wisconsin up to the federal standard when it comes to the Clean Water Act, the Republicans who just told you that they care about your water quality said, well, we don't worry about that. These GOP leaders argued that regulatory changes could impose burdens on industries and also agriculture. So it's crazy to me how when it comes to doing what the businesses want, when the business say, well, if we have to go through these regulations to make sure water is cleaner, that's going to cause some burden on us. And the Republicans say, oh, you know what, that's okay. Go ahead and contaminate the water. But when it comes to women not having tissue cells into the water system, they say, oh, we got to stop that. We got to prevent that. And again, basically, physicians who prescribe this abortion-inducing drug would have to provide patients with a catch kit, a medical waste bag, to try to catch the tissues and cells that come out of a woman when they're going through this traumatic experience of going through a miscarriage. And then she tried to say, well, you know, I hope we wouldn't have to have abortions, so it would just be for people with abortions. Okay, so what you're saying is somebody has a miscarriage. That doesn't matter. Stop it. It doesn't make any sense. They simply tried to justify this by saying it was going to protect water quality. All of a sudden, Republicans in Wisconsin give a dang about protecting our environment and our water quality. They'll want to have women who are already being traumatized by going through a miscarriage have to go in there and force them to collect and transport their pregnancy tissue after an abortion and after a miscarriage. That is completely diabolical. It is crazy, and it is extremely insensitive. And again, I am a person who is anti-abortion. I'm pro-choice, but I'm anti-abortion. I wouldn't choose to go through that. But also, I believe in doing the humane thing. This is not about water quality. This is about control. This is about them trying to force their ideology down your throats. They want to deter people away from getting abortions, because then you tell them, well, in order to get this, you got to go home, and when you start bleeding out, you got to put this catch kit here, and then after you catch this, now you got to bring it back to the doctor. Like, come on, man. Stop it. This is what it's all about, is control. Republicans love to tell you what to do. They love to tell you what to do, but then they say, hands off this. Don't touch my. It doesn't make sense to me. And again, I am someone who advocates for people to have a pro-choice, but I also would say keep the child if you can. Put the child up for adoption if you can. That's what I say. But the last thing I would want to do is traumatize somebody through a moment like this. I don't think people understand that when people are going through a miscarriage doesn't just sometimes last a day. A miscarriage can last for weeks. You can have complications after this. The mental mind games that will be played with you having to go through the fact that you are attempting to bring life into this world, and you try and you try and you try, and then all of a sudden you conceive and you think you're going to have a child, only to find out weeks or months later that you aren't going to be able to bring this child that you wanted to bring into this world to full term, and now you have to make a decision of what you want to do to be either born with a stillborn or go through this process, and you're going to traumatize them even more because of your politics? That's not right. 833-212-1017. That is the Truth Talking text line. You can call in and text in to today's conversation. Remember, you can also watch and stream us live on YouTube by going to 1017 The Truth on YouTube, where you can give us a like, you can give us a share, and you can give us a subscribe. Wesley, you're on the award-winning 1017 The Truth.
Hi, Kyle. Thanks for taking my call.
Yes, sir.
I was just, I believe when I originally heard of this going on, they wanted to just test the theory out and say why they need to do it in a different way, so not to give away their true intentions was to actually have a catch kit. So for the foul play situations, for people that didn't want the kid, they'd start smashing their stomach and end up actually murdering the child inside of them because they didn't want it. So they wanted to catch them all, kind of like Pokemon, just to make sure that it wasn't. I mean, the situations that you're talking about are severely unfortunate, for the people that are trying to do it the correct way, but for the people that are doing it in a foul play way, I believe they just wanted everything to be caught this way, because there's tons of things that get caught up in the sewer that then the police, I own an apartment complex, and I've had to call the police multiple times for different clogged situations, and it always ends up being fine. They would investigate it and be fine, but in some situations it's not.
So you're saying that you saw like a fetus getting caught into the pipe system? Is that what you're saying? Because you do understand that most of the time when you're talking about how small a fetus is, what you're talking about within the first couple of months.
I know, but sometimes it's females that they're going into 2, 3, 4, 5 months, where it's already pretty big. It's not supposed to go down the toilet.
This is a catch kit ain't gonna be for that. I'm gonna tell you that now. A catch kit ain't gonna be. That's not what that purpose.
I know, but that's what I'm saying is if you just say catch everything, then in that situation you would determine if there was some type of foul play or not.
Yeah, I think.
I believe if somebody's doing it honestly anyway, they should want to catch it anyway, just so then they could then ask the doctor what happened, what went wrong.
Yeah, Wesley, what I do want to make sure I educate folks on is I see also Creation Muse asks, it is the pill, not the miscarriage. And I just want y'all to understand is that there are sometimes, due to what is happening to a woman's body during the pregnancy, where they have to make a decision to terminate the pregnancy by using the pill. Now, this is where the problem comes in, is the pill can be used for an abortion for somebody who just decides they want to abort a healthy fetus. Or it can be used for somebody who also has who is also going through some type of medical issue. It's the exact same pill. They cannot decipher. If the doctor prescribes it to you, the doctor has to provide the catch kit. The lady even said that they can't really decipher between one of the two. Everybody got to go through the catch kit. So 833-212-1017. And Wesley, I hear you said a catch-all, but again, a catch-all because you said you think that they should be able to try to figure out what happened or what went on. That's what you said, as if I don't know the science. They may already know what happened and what went on, right? So, again, I think for Wesley to say that, we should try to catch everything, that's your opinion. I'm going to go with what the doctors say. I'm not going to go with what I say or Wesley's opinion or a politician who doesn't have a PhD or doesn't have MD initials behind him. I don't matter what we say. It's about what the expert's supposed to say. But, Wesley, I appreciate your call and appreciate your contributions. But 833-212-1017. We're talking about the catch kits that the Wisconsin GOP was trying to require for individuals who are getting an abortion pill, which kills pregnancies, whether or not you're going through a miscarriage or whether or not you're deciding to abort the child. They wanted people to have catch kits. And I want to know your thoughts on this. Security Mike, you're on the award-winning 1017, The Truth.
So how you doing? This is crazy because I've never heard of this, and this is one more reason that we need to go back to the natural order, which is Democrats, because Republicans are coming up with some crazy stuff, and it's all about control and power. And that's all. We never heard of nothing. I never heard of nothing like this.
Me either.
And I'm pro-choice as well. And then you get this Republican guy like the last caller calling in trying to justify something like this. I don't understand it. We never had this problem. Now all of a sudden they want a woman to go through all of this by herself when it should be in a hospital setting, going to the doctor's office or something like this. Come on now. This is crazy.
Yeah, I agree. Security Mike. I agree this is crazy. And that's my thing is that why? Why do we want to be in people's doctor's offices? Why do we want to be in people's bedrooms? Why do you want to have so much control with other people do it themselves? 833-212-1017. Republicans love to tell you what to do, which leads me to the next part. Republicans not only want you to catch fetuses, but they also want to tell you how you can raise your fetus when you get here. 833-212-1017. On the other side, we're going to talk about how now the government's going to tell people if you have gender-affirming care, doctors are going to go to prison. And your hospital's going to lose their funding. I'm telling y'all, this is crazy.
Truth to Power with Kyle Wallace returns after this on 1017 The Truth app, and streaming live on 1017 The Truth on YouTube.
Host an unforgettable outing and create special memories with your crew at a Milwaukee Bucks game. Groups of 10 or more can score ticket savings, block seating, and take part in special activities on game days. Showcase your team's talents on center court, score a high five from the pros, and more. There are great options for groups of all sizes. Start planning your ultimate Bucks basketball game day experience today at bucks.com/groups. That's bucks.com/groups.
Our children deserve a real chance to make it in life, and a good education is a passport to opportunity. At City Ford Collective, we're working to make sure there's a great Milwaukee school for every Milwaukee family, because more good options lead to better outcomes. And who doesn't want that? Together, we can give every child the foundation they need to thrive, and a stronger future for kids means a stronger future for Milwaukee. To learn more about our mission, visit us at cityfordcollective.org. That's cityfordcollective.org.
This is your Versity Blood Center of Wisconsin Community Impact Moment on 1017 The Truth.
And what are some of the ways that you're inspiring people? Because, you know, one of the biggest opportunities, in particular in the African-American community, is access, exposure, and awareness.
For Versity Blood Center of Wisconsin, we've been here 76 years.
Wow.
And our mantra is saving the lives you love. So if someone you love needs a blood transfusion and they're in any hospital in Southeast Wisconsin here, that blood's coming from us. And so we're trying to make sure that we're communicating that, because I think folks maybe don't understand that blood can't be manufactured. And summers are always tough because schools are out and we collect about 20 to 25% of our blood from schools. Mm-hmm. So it's always a day-to-day struggle. We say that the blood that's on the shelves is the blood that saves lives. And a lot of times people are compelled to donate when something bad happens. And our mission and our job is to educate folks so that we can get ahead of the curve and keep 3 days of inventory on the shelves. Mm-hmm. So we're in a decent spot right now, but we're on the streets every day trying to inspire people to join our mission. One of our big projects that we're proud of is Versity on King, which is part of the Thrive on collaboration in the Gimbel Schuster building on Martin Luther King Drive. And next year, we're going to open a destination center there. It'll be a blood donation center, but it'll be more than that, because we've realized that we can't be transactional with our relationships in the Black community. We need to do things that are intentional and that show that we're there to stay. But the reason that we're there is because not enough people that look like us donate. And so for disorders like sickle cell disease that disproportionately affect us, the race can matter. But I like to say that, you know, Black folks have a superpower in their blood. 44% of Black blood donors will have this rare trait that makes their blood more likely to be able to be a match for a sickle cell patient. And that 44%, like that is way higher than what we would find in other races.
To make an impact by donating blood in your community, visit versity.org today.
This Associated Bank Sports Update on 1017 The Truth is powered by ESPN Milwaukee. I'm Nazir Spencer. The Packers are heading to Chicago to take on the Bears on Saturday night primetime. Kickoff is tomorrow night at 7. The Bucks fall to the Toronto Raptors last night, falling to 11-17. They lost 111-105 and now face a 5-game road trip to end 2025. Head coach Doc Rivers.
Playing without your best player on the road is never easy, bottom line. But we have 5 ways to win. Like Minnesota is a tough team. We got to go there. Indianapolis is going to be whatever it is. You know that. We're not going to have Giannis to make a game-winning shot this time. So we're going to have to figure it out.
The next matchup is against the Timberwolves in Minnesota on Sunday. Milwaukee Hoops Showdown is tonight at the Pfizer Forum, starting with UWM versus South Dakota State, and the last with Wisconsin versus Villanova. First game is this evening at 4 p.m. This sports update brought to you by Associated Bank, proudly supporting your hometown team's member, FDIC.
It is Truth to Power on 1017 The Truth app, and streaming live on 1017 The Truth on YouTube.
It's one call, that's all, with Gruber Law Offices. If you or a loved one is ever injured in an accident, do not hesitate. Make one call, that's all, to Gruber Law Offices, and they will take care of you. Listen, y'all seen the billboards, y'all seen the commercials, y'all know the history. That's what matters. Y'all want to make sure when you go through a traumatic instance like getting in a car accident, whether somebody side swipes you, somebody hits the front of your car, whatever it is, you want to feel comfort knowing that you have a law firm like Gruber Law Offices that will take care of you. They provide the best service, y'all, the best care, the best representation, because it is their priority. And always remember, you never pay a single penny. You never pay a single penny until they win your case. Get with the team with the results that speak for themselves. A family-owned and operated, large, powerful team with resources to take on the insurance companies. Call them today at 414-276-6666. That's 414-276-6666, or visit them at gruber-law.com. It's one call, that's all, with Gruber Law Offices. It is Truth to Power here on the award-winning 1017 The Truth. Make sure y'all watch and stream us live on YouTube by going to 1017 The Truth on YouTube. That's 1017 The Truth on YouTube. We can give us a like, share, and subscribe. Truth Nation, as we get y'all ready for the weekend. And I was talking about how I just want people to stay out of other people's business. I want people to stay out of other people's bedrooms and decisions that they make. That's what I'm asking for. You can join in on today's conversation by calling in or texting in at 833-212-1017. And I have told y'all before, when it comes to this transgender care stuff, listen, I am not someone who would allow for my child to get gender-affirming care. If they decided that their birth identity was not one that they wanted to identify with or one that they felt comfortable in, I will respect that, but I'll also say you will have to wait until you're 18. That's just me. I'm not doing gender-confirming care for youth because I don't believe in it. It's not something that I would want my child to do, regardless of what their age is. But once you are 18, you are an adult, you can make your own decisions. You have your full own body autonomy. That's what you get. You've earned that. I have also said I believe that there should be special categories or placings for young boys who transition and want to compete with, in sports. I think they should have their own categories, right? That's just what I believe. But what you will never hear me say is what other parents or families should do with their child. That is something I have no business being in. That's not my place. It's not my place to dictate what is happening inside of your household. This is why when I saw that the House of Representatives passed a law this week, or a bill, I should say, I was disappointed. I really was, because I really thought that the Republican Party was the party of, hey, keep your hands off my guns. Hey, keep your nose out my business. Less government intervention. I thought they were less government intervention. But come to find out that clearly is not true. The House of Representatives, at a time where our economy is getting worse, unemployment has gone up, and affordability is a huge issue and problem in this country, these idiots in the House wasted their time and energy, and now they're gone for the year now, and they put it on transgender children. The House GOP voted to pass a bill that would criminalize providers from offering gender-affirming care for minors and punishable up to 10 years in prison. Now, again, my personal opinion of this does not matter. It doesn't matter what I believe, because what I believe only matters in the Wallace household. It don't matter in the Riley household. They make their own decisions over there. But what we do in my house is up to us. And what other people do in their home is up to them. It's not up to the politicians. And at the same time that they sit here talking about transgender care or gender-affirming care and putting people in prison for 10 years and doctors in prison, at that same time, people are going to see the cost of their health care skyrocket because Republicans voted to let the affordable health care subsidies expire. These dum-dums are more focused on children instead of focusing on the economy and the health of Americans. These are the same people, I'm telling you, that say, get out of our business, big government, who are sitting here telling families what to do, what they can and what they can't do. They all up in people's business. These people are fake. They call black people welfare queens and kings. Meanwhile, they're giving out $15 billion worth of bailouts to farmers who could have just pulled themselves up by their bootstraps. But because they couldn't sell their crops anymore, they decided to give them a bailout. And what makes this worse is the fact that RFK said that hospitals could lose Medicaid and Medicare funding if doctors provide gender-affirming care to minors, which could have a larger impact on Wisconsin communities and hospitals, like Children's Hospital of Wisconsin. So, because y'all don't like something, right? Why is it that when you disagree with something, you want to destroy the whole system? Because you disagree with one thing that they do, you want to tear it all apart. You are telling communities, if your hospital doesn't do what we want them to do, we are going to make your life worse by ruining the type of quality of health care that you get. I do not understand that. And again, they're saying all of this and threatening to pull Medicare and Medicaid funding from rural hospitals and communities, all at the same time that they're allowing people's health care costs to go up on an average of 26%. And I want to repeat, that is an average of 26%. To get to an average, you have to have a high, you have to have a low. They are making America less healthy under this tyranny. 833-212-1017. If you have any thoughts on the gender-affirming care, whether you agree with what they're trying to do or disagree, I want to hear from you. You can call in, text in at 833-212-1017. In addition to that, you can watch and stream us live on YouTube, where you can share your thoughts and comments there. But on the Truth Talking text line, we have Al, who has some comments on the catch kids that we discussed a little bit earlier. Al, you're on 1017 The Truth.
Yeah, first of all, Republicans never cared about abortion, and they don't care about no children. Because if they cared about the children, they would make sure they get the best health care and the best education. Republicans care about molesting children.
Oh,
that's why they're popping up in media. And if you do your research, all these maggots, these Republicans who speaking against it, they are the ones that's recording themselves molesting babies, sending pictures all over media. They ain't never cared about children. They care about molesting them. Just look in Milwaukee and all these rural counties on how they're sleeping and doing trains on their kids. They never cared about kids. They care about molesting them, and I stand on it.
You can't be throwing allegations and accusations of people doing trains on kids.
It happened up in rural Wisconsin. They own kids. Mama and Daddy was.
Drop the link. Drop the link in the on 1017 The Truth on YouTube.
Look it up in Marinette County. I'll send it to you.
Marinette.
15 minutes.
What should I look? So
Marinette, Wisconsin.
So should I say
Marinette, Wisconsin?
They run in train. Okay. Were parents running?
Father sexually assault their son. Look it up.
Mother, father sexually assault son in Marinette, Wisconsin. You said they ran a train. No.
When it's two people on one, ain't that is a train?
Oh, okay.
Because it ain't one-on-one. Anything more than one is plural.
Okay, here it is, Al. AI told me, yes, a couple in Marinette, Wisconsin was sentenced to prison for sexual assault and incest of Danielle Novak's teenage son. Ronald Novak and Danielle Novak were convicted and sentenced in early 2025. The investigation began in December of 2023, revealing that the abuse occurred over several years at their home in Wisconsin. The specific phrase "ran a train."
Hello. Thank you.
Well, hey, thank you, Al. I was saying that it said that I ran a train wasn't quite part of it. But, yeah, I mean, that's gross. There's some gross people out here. Some very gross people. But 833-212-1017. Yeah, I don't know how we got to that. But as I was saying, again, I am against abortions, but I am pro-choice. I am against gender-affirming care, but I am not the person that should be able to make that decision. And I just want to make it very clear to y'all. I do not support gender-affirming care for minors, period. I don't. But I am an individual without children, and my opinion does not dictate what others should do. Let me repeat that. I am an individual without children, and my opinion should not dictate what other households do. And I want to be honest with y'all. Many of us may not understand what it looks like or what it feels like to look inside the mirror and feel like you are in the wrong body. To have gender dysphoria is a real thing. Telling someone to get over it is not the healthiest way to go about it. These folks face significant increased risk in severe mental health issues, depression, anxiety, self-harming, suicide. And then they deal with the social challenges like bullying, family rejection, and substance abuse. Some of y'all look in the mirror and hate the person you see based off of your image. Now imagine if your image that you had, that you looked in the mirror and in your mind it told you, I'm not the right person. So again, it's not about what type of parent I'll be or what I believe. It is about what makes a person feel whole. What makes a person feel as if they belong? What makes a person feel comfortable in their skin? That is what it is about. It's not about what the hell Kyle Wallace thinks or believe. It's not about what Rhea Riley thinks or believe. It is about what that individual thinks and believes about themselves. And you use science and you use facts. You don't use RFK, who is not a doctor, who doesn't have a PhD. You don't use him for that. You use science and you let families make their own decisions. Government needs to stay out of children's private parts. Government needs to stay out of families' homes. But 833-212-1017. If you have any thoughts or comments on this, you can always call in, text in at 833-212-1017, just like my dear friend Winky Blue. What up, Winky?
Hello?
Yeah, what up, Winky?
Good afternoon to you, my man.
Afternoon.
I was disturbed when I heard the lower caller speak out against conservatives or Republicans and say that they all chase babies and do these baby things. We have no idea of those people in Marinette what they were probably involved in, and saying the activity that they were in, it leans more liberal acting than anything. However, you talked about a person that finds itself in the wrong person's body, Kyle. Would that be a symptom or a sign of what they're pushing so much now as mental health?
I would say it's mental health. I definitely would.
That if you think if I put a Spider-Man suit on and I start feeling like a superhero.
Well, it's not that simple. It's not that simple because but because Spider-Man is a fictional character. Being a man or a woman is not fictional. And
can I draw my point, man?
Well, don't use superheroes. Superheroes aren't real.
Okay, I'm gonna say I'm a superhero. I feel it in my body that I am a now superhero, and I want to go to 27th and Burleigh at night on a summer day and stop all the action. Because
do you spit out webs? Can you spit out webs from your wrist?
Hold on, we just got rid of the equation. We got rid of the Spider-Man. Why you want to fight with me, man? But you just let a brother come on. Yes, you are, because you won't even let me say that.
I'll push back against Al. No, you said Spider-Man. And so you say you want to go into the community. We run out of time. You want to go in the community. I mean, there's a difference between being a man and a woman being Spider-Man. And yeah, Winky, we agree to the same thing. Winky, I'm anti-gender affirming care, but again, it's not for me to tell other people what to do. And Winky, I'm just gonna give you, Winky, really quickly, just answer me yes or no. Do you think it is your place or my place to tell families what they should do with their children? In anything?
In my family, yes, I do. I got 6 sons, man.
No, that's your family.
I got 6 strong boys, man.
I know other families.
Hey, look, let me explain this. You want to always fight me, but you won't even hear my logic, man.
Go ahead, Winky. We got a little time.
But you let other people come on and rant a bunch of stuff that really sounds like they need to have medication. They need to be on Ritalin and Haldol.
Winky, I Googled the man. I said, Al, you can't say that.
Okay, yeah, but it never said that they were Republicans.
I didn't know if they were Republicans or not. I have no idea.
Well, the lower caller said those Republicans are up there raping babies.
Now, Republicans are, Marinette County is full of Republicans, Winky, is it not? Well, my producer told me you had to get off.
You gotta go.
Yeah, I want to do research on that. We don't have to go. I got all the. Tory Lowe is in automation today, baby, so I can go on forever. I got a whole nother topic to go to.
I got stuff I got to do.
She got stuff she got to do, and I'm going to wrap up the call on the other side. Winky, you have a great weekend. I appreciate y'all calling in, texting in. Make sure y'all watch and stream us live on YouTube, but on the other side, we'll wrap up the conversation.
You are listening to Truth to Power with Kyle Wallace on 1017 The Truth and The Truth app. Catch Truth to Power every weekday from noon to 1 p.m.
So let me ask you, when the government, and again, I'm doing the air quotes, tightens the belt, who's standing underneath the belt when it snaps back?
This is The Truth Unfiltered with Denise Thomas and Dr. Ken Harris.
Don't want you to agree. Honestly, should I be transparent? I don't really care if you agree. I, like you, want to be heard.
Sundays starting at 7 on 620 WTMJ and Mondays at 6 on 1017 The Truth.
Ready to buy your first house, move into your forever home, or simply refinance? At Associated Bank, they've got you. With the right lending plan and guidance, you can achieve your dreams. Your financial goals are closer than you think, and Associated Bank is excited to help you reach them. To learn more about how you can take your first steps in buying your forever home, visit associatedbank.com/lending. That's associatedbank.com/lending. Or ask a banker for details. Subject to credit approval. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
Ho, 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 my back.
Santa?
Ho, 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 Gina Della from Pella. You've been a good girl this year.
Is that why you're in here building new windows?
Yes. Next year, how about just asking for a Pella gift card? My elves are used to designing windows from other places where they're all pretty much the same. But Pella? Ho, 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 so many customizations and designs. My elves aren't qualified, so Santa has to put in some overtime. Ho,
Let me make a call. BRB.
Frighteningly fast pellet team at your service. Let us take it from here, Mr. Claus. And Gina, next time.
Yeah, I know. Santa already lectured me. Ask for a Pella gift card.
What if you need new windows or doors, but you're on the naughty list?
Then this will definitely help. Right now, at Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin, get 0% interest for 24 months.
Ho, ho, ho! Visit the Pella site, and to all a good night.
PellaWI.com.
Service restrictions apply. Ends 12/31/2025.
After a crash with a semi-truck, everything can change instantly. At Gruber Law Offices, we have the knowledge and experience to make sure you're protected. And we're here to help whenever you need us. Gruber Law Offices. One call, that's all.
When you're high, you feel different. Pretty obvious, right? You think different, talk different, but if you feel different, you drive different. So if you're high, just don't drive. Brought to you by NHTSA and the Ad Council.
You are listening to Truth to Power on 1017 The Truth app, and streaming live on 1017 The Truth on YouTube.
The award-winning 1017 The Truth is the proud home of Milwaukee Panthers basketball. In Truth Nation, Panthers basketball is back today as the Panthers take on the South Dakota State Jackrabbits at Pfizer Forum tonight. Scott Wars has the cover starting at 3:30 p.m. So that's today, actually. 3:30 p.m. So we'll cut into the Tori Lowe Show at 3:30 p.m. on the award-winning 1017 The Truth in the Milwaukee Panthers Sports Network from Learfield. Tip-off is set for 4 p.m., so don't be alarmed when the Tori Lowe Show cuts out at 3:30, because that means Milwaukee Panthers basketball is taking over. No Ken Harris today. But I just want to say thank y'all so much, Truth Nation, for tuning in this week. And I just want to finish my thought of, listen, I want to reiterate that I am not a parent, okay? But one day I will. And when it comes, but I am a person who has the ability to make my own decisions for myself and my family. But keyword, myself and my family. What somebody chooses to do with their body, what a family chooses to do in their home, is not my business. If you're not harming somebody, sexually assaulting somebody, and you're doing what you believe is right for your child, then go ahead, do what you have to do. It is not about me. We cannot worry about other folks. It takes a lot of guts to live out your true life. Not to worry about other people judging you. So let people be free and live their life. I'd rather have these people here on earth for their loved ones than not. I would rather have people happy than not. It is that simple for me. It is that easy. Let people be. Let people be. This has been Truth to Power. Kyle Wallace here on the award-winning 101.7 The Truth. The Tory Lowe Show is up next from 1 to 3:30, and then you have Milwaukee Panthers basketball. Truth Nation, thank y'all so much for listening. I love y'all. Y'all have a safe and beautiful weekend, and peace out. I will see y'all next week.
He's the voice for the people and the community's connection to change.
It is what it is. It's taxpayers' dollars. It's like monopoly money. It's like, you know what? We can just pay our bills